Greetings, friends, and welcome to another episode of The Mistake Zone, your weekly dose of our lives and the mistakes within them. My name is Jaren Wade. Joining me, as always, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Matt Alba. Hey, Matt.
Yo.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Matt, That's great. We're here another week, but you know who's not doing good or doing great?
Who, Jaren?
Our pal, Rakush. I think someone has the flu from what he's told us in chat. But, Matt, when our rotating chair, well, I guess not rotating anymore, but, when the legs of our Mistake Zone mech are, incapacitated, we have to call in the big guns. We have to call in some familiar faces. Matt, this is the equivalent of us. Our ratings are on the decline, so we have to really reach back to, the golden years. But, Matt, we're joined this week by Saturday Morning Arcade Original. Joined me on the very first episode, Mark. Mark, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up? I'm doing good. How are you?
Mark, I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm doing great because you're here. But you know who else is also here, Mark?
Who?
Our friend, the professor, Mr. Julian. Julian?
Hey, what's up?
How are you, Teach?
Doing good.
And that's it. That's our cast for the Mistake Zone this week. Had to call back some of our friends who I hope will be joining us, occasionally in the future as well. But the reason we have assembled here today is because, it's a new year and I personally love drafting things. I don't know how many fantasy leagues you guys have been a part of, but I've done my fair share of, the Bachelor fantasy leagues back in the day. Not really too keen on sports, so maybe that's why my fantasy drafting itches have gone unscratched. But today we will be playing, or at least drafting, a fantasy critic league here on the Mistake Zone. But before we get to the main event, Mark, we haven't heard from you in a while. What's up, man? What have you been up to? And just what's going on?
Yeah, I guess it's been like years since I've done this.
Yes.
I have no idea how long it's been, but I've been doing good. I started 3D printing actually, and it's been fun. It's been like a little side hustle for me. I printed some really weird stuff for people.
What's the weirdest stuff you've 3D printed?
Someone wanted a plug of some sort.
That's safe?
No, it's not. And like
I was gonna say,
because
like, wouldn't it like break maybe?
Yeah, exactly. I told them, I'm like, this is more for this is a Christmas tree. Like, this is a modern looking Christmas tree made for your desk. That's it.
You have to like get them to sign a waiver.
Definitely... Yeah, no, I told them, I told them on paper, I'm like, this is only for decorative purposes, don't do anything that you regret doing and whatever. So yeah, that's definitely the weirdest thing I've printed. But other than that, it's been a lot of anime/video game stuff.
Okay.
Oh man.
It's my friend's birthday coming up, and I printed Turbo Granny Cat from Dandadan. It's like a little piggy bank. It's pretty cute. And then a coworker wanted some Mario Party dice, so I printed those for him. Yeah.
Okay.
So are you making your own anime figs now, just to display on your own shelf?
I started right now. I have a Gojo bust that I printed. I'm not modeling these myself. That's the next step. But yeah, I've been making my own stuff to display. During the holiday season, I printed a lot of Pokemon snowmen, and that actually sold pretty well. It was just something I wanted on my desk, and someone's just like, "Hey, can you make this into an ornament?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So yeah, I'm still exploring other things to print. I don't want to print just to print something, but when I first started out, I printed lightsabers and a keyblade. But I'm trying to scale back on that because I don't have the space for it. But yeah, that's the main thing that I've been doing. In terms of games, I just got a PS5,
The Pro or just the regular?
Just the regular, the Slim. I was able to get my hands on the 30th anniversary Slim.
Fancy.
That has like the special opening or something, right? With the
startup sounds or whatever.
Like,
I think the startup sound is for everyone who has a PS5, and I think like it. I think Sony just made that available to everyone, but only for a limited time.
Sad. This is why we can't have nice things, guys.
You can't lord over the peasants who just have regular PS5s.
So I've been I've been wanting to speed through some games for a game that's coming out, which I won't say just in case it affects the draft.
Okay.
But I sped through Astro Bot, Spider-Man 2, and right now I'm playing Final Fantasy 16, and all games have been super fun. So
okay, Mark. Yeah. Since our podcast has been severely lacking any Astro Bot coverage, can you give us, your quick impressions of Astro Bot and what your favorite Astro Bot that you found in the wild was?
Oh man, Astro Bot is so much fun. I thought it'd just be like a regular platformer, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like it is, but I think what does it for me is Astro Bot's super charming. Like Sackboy wishes he was that charming. No offense to Sackboy. Like I still love Sackboy, but it was super fun, and like there are like there's like punishing levels or like void. I think they're called void levels, which is basically like super hard platformers where you need precision timing and like it's made me want to throw my controller, but it's so much fun. And I think like the coolest Astro Bot skin, or the one that I've been using the most, is Parappa.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Pretty cute. Yeah.
What was the game has such a lot, such a love for this Sony history and its library. What was the most deep cut one you found that you were most surprised was featured?
The one that I was surprised to see was, I don't know, like, did any of you play Loco Roco?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like that old PSP game.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really a costume, but like there was a level that played like Loco Roco. I thought that was just so cool. And but I guess in terms of costumes, one that was a deep cut for me was Cat from Gravity Rush. Which is pretty cool to see. Yeah.
Okay. And definitely still a game that I want to check out eventually, where I don't know, I've been debating if I should acquire a PS5, but I don't, too many games, boys, too many games that I haven't been playing.
What are the chances?
I thought you had one.
Oh, no, don't have one. Sorry, Julian.
No, I know like Sony's kind of releasing everything for the PC, but this is so PlayStation history heavy that like I'm like, because some people are like, what are the chances it'll come out for the PC? But then I don't think it will because it's so PlayStation's history heavy.
Playing the game, like the DualSense features.
Oh, that's right.
There are a lot of really unique DualSense features that the game uses, so it'd be interesting how they'd implement it if they were to put it on the PC. But if there were any reason to put on the PC, like I think the game winning a lot of Game of the Year awards would warrant that. But again, like with the DualSense thing, I don't know how they'd implement that.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Before we move on, what are the DualSense features that are in this game? And I guess we can discuss if they could translate to the PC.
So a lot of them is just like the motion, which I'm sure PC has a lot of. I mean, that can easily be translated to like the mouse. But the one thing that caught me surprised, I mean, I've never really played with the PS5 before, but you did have to use the microphone to like blow things away, which is pretty cool. And like I didn't know that was a thing. And then just using like the touchpad or the whatever that thing is called in the middle of the controller, and let's see what else, shaking, and just the way that the triggers have a lot of resistance at points, stuff like that. Right. It made for a really immersive game. Like I really loved that about the game, and I can see why it won so many awards.
No, definitely. But I guess with features such as that, it doesn't seem super game breaking. Where even if they were to port it, I'm sure it would be.
Yeah, no.
Like at its core, to me at least, it seems like just a really solid platformer. Where I'm pretty sure if you strip the bells and whistles, it might be able to have a smooth transition, but they could promote it of if you want the full experience, if you want, that immersion you were talking about, Murray, to really play it on the PlayStation 5. But sounds pretty cool. I know, Matt, we were talking about how this was one game that we both wanted to kind of get our hands on eventually, and hopefully there would be a PC port down the line. But moving on, Julian, haven't heard from you in a minute as well.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Yeah, no, just not as interesting as Mark's starting up a 3D printing thing. Professor may be a misnomer now because I'm not actively in the classroom anymore, but still education tangent. Okay. But I've moved around a bunch, but now I'm pretty settled. I'm now in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so just hang out there.
Oh, cool.
So I've been here for a year and some change now.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's like personal stuff. In terms of gaming, I've finally have like a actual PC tower, I guess, instead of just playing on. Yeah, because I've moved around a lot so much. Like before, being in Newfoundland, I only gamed on a gaming PC, a gaming laptop. Sorry. So I'm now in Newfoundland. I was able to kind of purchase a home, so I'm now like stable enough to kind of be like, okay, like this is something I can finally do. So I finally set aside money and kind of have a PC. So I've been doing a lot of that, playing a lot of just stuff I kind of like didn't really have the time for.
All right, catching up on that backlog, Julian.
Yeah. I think the last like couple of months of last year, 2024, I really just tried to like really play a lot of the games I had on my backlog. And some of them were great. Some of them were just kind of like, okay, like that's a time killer and that's fine. But yeah, I think the ones that really stood out to me, last year was 1,000 Times Resist, which was, or 1,000x Resist. I'm not really sure how to kind of.
I think people are calling it 1,000 Times Resist, but Julian, don't worry. I told everyone your little blurb on 1,000 Times Resist during the Game of the Year
it's
episode.
So good.
But
it's I'm bringing it up now just because, like, again, if you have not played it, like, I literally like take the time to play it. It's such a good like meditation on like memory, meditation on like the idea of what it means to resist in the face of overwhelming like odds and unreasonable expectations. It's one of those games that I definitely like will probably remember for the rest of my life.
Okay.
But on that same note, I also finally got around to finishing Pentiment, which I absolutely loved. Which is like, I guess old at this point, but catching up on games, I played that too, and I absolutely love Pentiment. In terms of art style and in terms of like the mystery itself, I'm not sure. Have you? I know you played Pentiment as well, right, Jaren?
Yeah, so with Pentiment, that was one of the bigger, drops for Game Pass, especially early on with Game Pass. I really associate that with Hi-Fi Rush, those two games being such, reasons or, proofs of concept that Game Pass could work, especially for smaller games like this. Unfortunately, with Pentiment, I think from what I remember, I made it halfway, but that was a beefy boy game, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was longer than I expected. I like judging from the game, judging from like what you just see, I expected it to just be like a 6-hour kind of like adventure. I think it ended up taking me like 17-20 hours in terms of playing through all like 3 acts. Yeah.
where I remember when I played, I think I made the 7-8 hour mark and I only finished the first act. And I was curious to see how much more it would be, but I think I ended up dropping it for Hi-Fi Rush for a minute. But in terms of the 17-hour playtime, since this is essentially a mystery visual novel, since Julian, you've had your fair share of, reading mystery stories and similar, I guess just literature works. How does it compare to some of your favorites in the genre? And I guess the question would be, does it hold up even a few years after its release?
I think it does, because it is like at the end of the day, like not to minimize it or anything, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, like this could just be a book or this could just be a movie for some stories, games. But like I think the fact that it's a game and it's an interactive medium does add to it. But in terms of it being a mystery, I'm not sure if this is like something a lot of people are aware of, but like it is a mystery in terms of the first act, because the first act is a murder mystery. The second act is also, there is a mystery as well, and it is a murder. But the third act, and I saw a lot of criticism online because like when I was playing through this, I personally really liked it, but then I was also like, I wonder what other people kind of thought about this. But the third act kind of really slows down to the point where there is still a mystery, and it is kind of tying up the loose ends of like the things that happened in Acts 1 and Act 2. But I think it kind of just becomes more of I guess like a commentary, I guess, on like the idea of what people would expect from a mystery, and like how, what is a good ending, what constitutes a good ending to a mystery. Like would you find a mystery satisfying if you find the killer? Would you find the mystery satisfying if it is ambiguous? Would you find the mystery satisfying if it is, it's kind of just questions a lot of that, because, and this is, I'm not sure if this is like a big spoiler or anything, but I guess it is an old game. But at the end of the day, you don't really get a definitive answer on what, like, on who, like there is, you could argue and you can piece together evidence, but the game never outright tells you who the killer is. And like for some people, they would find that kind of like annoying, because then it's like, okay, well then like I can never have that confirmation. But then it's kind of asking that question of like, for a mystery to be good, do you need that confirmation?
Right.
Like, do you need someone kind of coming in being like, good job, son, or good job, sport, like you did it. Like everyone kind of, like it's this idea of like, what is it that when it comes to when we approach a mystery, like what is it that we're kind of going into? Like, what is it for? I guess is that idea. And I personally really liked it. But I guess I could also see why it could be a little controversial.
Yeah, I think that discourse was, I think we saw a similar thing when Her Story came out, and game that was really flipped what you expected a visual novel, quote unquote, to be. But I remember talking to a few coworkers, a few months later, and surprised that I saw Her Story on their recently played list, and that was the same criticism of, since spoilers for Her Story, since there's no definite answer to what happened during the mystery, you kind of piece together everything based on your research. And a lot of people do find that a bit underwhelming or, not really satisfying as a whole. But Matt, when it comes to narratives that present themselves like that, do you have a preference? Are you a fan of it? Something not really for you?
I mean, to be honest, when I get to the end of the mystery, I want to be told like a good boy that I did a good job.
Right. How about you, Mark? Which boat are you sitting in?
I kind of feel the same way. I kind of like that closure, especially if I've dedicated so much time to the game. Like I get some games want to, leave it up to the player's interpretation, but I don't know. I need my hand held sometimes.
You guys should then play The Roottrees Are Dead. I played that game as well.
Is that good? I've been looking at that game for a while.
That game is quite good. I played it with my
man.
partner. We like sat through it. It is, if you played Obra Dinn and you really liked Obra Dinn, that is a really, really fun game.
What's it called?
The Roottrees Are Dead. So basically, it takes place in like the 90s, and there's a family called the Roottrees, so they're the Roottree family, and the CEO and the CEO's daughters, like the game starts with them tragically dying in a plane crash, and then basically the Roottrees family has this clause where every single member of the family receives like an entitlement or like the money or whatever, like the estate, and it has to be split evenly between everybody. So then what ends up happening is you're a genealogist, so like someone who, like figures out the genealogy of a family. And basically someone approaches you and asks you, hey, like we're trying to figure out like this genealogy so that everybody gets like, like everyone that is currently alive, we know for sure is a member of the Rootree family. So you have to kind of like, like red string on a board, kind of have to figure out like, okay, you have to find out the genealogy of them connecting to the original Rootree. But, and you do that finding stuff online because, it's the 90s, so the internet is like big and new. And it's fun because it's like, it is the 90s internet, so you're like searching like message boards and like, like all these things. And you're kind of like reading and trying to search and taking notes and trying to fill in. And it does that thing where if you played Obra Dinn, you have to find three correct information and then it locks in. So you kind of get that, I guess, that dopamine hit of like, you get 3 and then you're like, oh, nice, like, good job. And then, you find the next 3 and you're like, awesome. But, it sounds kind of simple, but then like as mystery games go, as you find out more and more about the Roottrees, you kind of then find out, kind of have to start digging into like darker secrets of like, okay, like who is this person? Like why are they not considered a Rootree, or why were they kind of like, who are they? Are they actually part of the family? Is there like something like suspicious going on? And then like, you kind of just start unraveling, as you find more and more people, you kind of just start unraveling like the larger mystery. But it does do the opposite of Pentiment, where you are rewarded for finding.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is a great game. I would actually highly suggest it.
Okay.
Yeah, for that.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's up here. When I'm looking at my Steam friends activity list, a lot of people have been wish listing it on my friends list and just been hearing some good things. Didn't play Obra Dinn personally, but again, hearing a lot of... Julian, you know me. We've been friends for over 2 decades now. I'm a dumb boy that doesn't like to read.
You're joking. Obra Dinn's so good. Like, it starts out like a very simple game, and then like there's that one scene that like... everyone who's played Obra Dinn probably knows what I'm talking about. There's like that one thing that completely 180s the game, and you're like, holy shit. And then like it kind of changes like the whole... I mean, I can't really... It's pointless of me talking about it because I guess I can't go into details. But Obra Dinn is so good, man.
Okay. So we got the Julian, a lot of Julian recommendations, but I'll be honest, after, we talked on Christmas break, 1,000 Times Resist installed on my hard drive, same with Slay the Princess, which I'll talk about eventually, but Obra Dinn's been on my wish list for quite a while, and part of me thinks, man, if I finally buy it, got to take it off the wish list, and that feels bad, but definitely something I'll keep in mind, should check out. Matt, did you play Obra Dinn? I think you talked about it before, right?
No, I don't think no. Well, I know I didn't play it. I think I maybe talked about playing it, but it just ends up in backlog hell.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But Matt, what have you been up to this week, man?
I mean, Jaren, I think you and I both know that I've just been spending a lot of time inside of ZZZ. But Jaren, I think that the true meaning of this particular episode of this podcast might take longer than
Fair.
is
Fair.
comfortable if we go into a ZZZ hole. So
Okay.
I'll skim over that for now and just
All
say
right.
that I did something very stupid this week.
Okay.
Jaren, do you, or I guess like you guys in general, have you guys heard of like the Coke coffee?
Yes.
I
like
don't
in the
Coke
can,
with the
right?
caffeine in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's like Coke. It's like in a can. It's like, oh, it's Coke and it's coffee. Like I think black coffee just mixed together. And I was like,
Interesting.
and I was like, okay, I've heard that stuff tastes pretty good, but I can't find it right now. So I thought, hey, I'm a remix it. I'm gonna do it myself, but I'll elevate it because I'll do like they do Coke floats. So in my head, I was like, oh, a Coke latte, like that. That seems like a good idea. And y'all, mixing latte and Coke tastes like garbage. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the reason for that is apparently if you carbonate milk, you have in essence created the closest thing that you can to having something that tastes like spoiled milk without actually spoiling milk.
Oh.
Because of the stuff that's in the carbonation reacts with, I think, like whatever is inside milk to create the taste of spoiled milk.
Oh,
Amazing.
that's disgusting.
Yeah, it was a whole bad seed.
Not sure if you remember, but I did partake in Coke coffee. I think we talked about it on the show real quick, but it's something that I really did enjoy. But like you, I can't find it, and that's one of the things where if I see it in the wild and it's a reasonable price, because boys, gotta admit, I'm in a budget season because there might be a title towards the end of the month that, like Mark said, won't name right now just in case it will impact our fantasy draft. But games are expensive, and looking towards that. But Matt, how's your tummy? Is it okay for the rest of the episode?
My tummy is good for the rest of this episode. Yeah.
Okay, good to hear, Matt.
Okay,
Good
but now
to
I'm
hear.
curious about coffee Coke coffee. I've never heard of it. Is it like it's a thing that they sell in stores?
Yep.
Or oh, okay. I
It's
thought people just added coffee to Coke.
no, it's how you can buy carbonated Starbucks drink or
Yeah.
just carbonated coffee
just-
drinks in general. There,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's essentially, from what I remember back then, it tastes like a Coke. You have your normal Coke flavor, or there was a vanilla and a caramel based one where you have that initial Coke taste, but the aftertaste you have a hint of coffee. It's not overly strong.
Like the coffee bean taste, kind of.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
okay.
Where pretty sure there's no milk to give you a tummy ache, but Matt, glad to hear that you survived. And before we move on to our Fantasy Critic League here on the Mistake Zone, just wanted to mention real quick. Julian, you were surprised that I didn't play Overdid. Would it also surprise you that this weekend I watched Akira for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh
Where,
my
boys,
god.
I watched Akira for the first time this weekend. And won't get into it, but as someone who likes to say he's a fan of anime and popular games, manga, and just general things in popular culture, watching Akira for the first time, two things come to mind. I'm not going to talk about the story. Well, I guess three things come to mind. It's one, visually, my partner and I were really impressed at how much it just holds up. I think this is coming close to, what is it, 30 years now? I believe it was, close to 40 years.
I think it's 40.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
1988.
You said it out loud, Julian, because I thought, oh, wait, no, it was 88. We're mostly 89, and we're staring down that 40 barrel, which makes me feel real bad. So for an anime that is, facing 40 as well, really impressed. Just the visuals and just even the production from certain shots, and how I guess I was just really impressed with that. But what really got to me was, again, this has been such a staple in popular culture where just watch it's during its 2 hour runtime. I'm looking at certain scenes, I'm looking at certain character designs, I'm just even looking at the setting and seeing, oh, you can definitely tell how this has influenced so many of the games, manga, anime, even Western movies, TV shows that I've watched in, my almost being alive for 40 years as well, where it's just kind of surreal to, as someone who hasn't watched it before, I just know this is such an influential piece of media where just seeing it in action and seeing shots that I've seen referenced in other things, I don't know, that just made me feel some type of ways of, wow, this is really, to me anyway, I can definitely see how people cite this as being such a point of influence and just a point of timeless work where, again, afterwards I started revealing to people that, hey, I watched Akira for the first time, and friends who are really big fans of the Akira have told me that, oh, what you want to do with it is not see it as a standalone movie, but a companion piece to the manga, because for even at its 2 hour runtime, there's a lot of different characters, motivations, and just things that pop up that are more fleshed out in the manga, where if you see it as more of a companion piece to that, you'll appreciate the story it's trying to tell a little more, just because, again, back to my rotting TikTok brain, did think that it does, at points, it does introduce a lot of characters and a lot of concepts that aren't necessarily fully explained within the movie by itself. Or maybe it is, and I'm just not paying attention to figure it out. But I think the notion of this being better served to you as a companion piece also kind of made me realize, yeah, I think I would have appreciated more if I had that, where will I go back and read the manga now? Maybe not, but definitely something on my mind where gotta ask you friends, since you guys were all shocked, what's your experience with Akira? Sorry, better question. When did you guys watch Akira for the first time?
I watched it pretty late. I think I watched it in like late 2010s, like 2015, before pandemic, somewhere in there.
Okay. Matt, so did you understand when people were saying, when we were entering the pandemic, oh, Akira predicted this?
I honestly wasn't thinking about that, Jaren. Honestly,
Okay.
the reason that I actually remember why I decided to watch Akira, which is that for some reason in my YouTube algo, I just got compilations of Akira slides across like multiple mediums. And that's why I decided to watch Akira.
Gotta ask, Matt, what's your favorite Akira slide?
I don't know. The one that really sticks in my head the most for some reason specifically is from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of, I think it was...
That's a good one.
Yeah, it was like, I want to say Raphael doing the Akira slide on a red motorcycle.
Okay. Pretty good. Julian, Mark, as two people who are well-versed in media and probably appreciate Akira way more than I do, when did you watch Akira for the first time, Julian? And of course, what's your favorite Akira slide?
So for me, like, I watched it. So there's a period of high school where I was, like, I guess you could definitely argue, like, trying to be pretty snobby about, like, film. So that was kind of like the period of time where I was watching like a lot of international films and a lot of like also just like art films and stuff, and Akira kind of fell into that as along with like a lot of Satoshi Kon like anime movies, so like Paprika, Perfect Blue, Tokyo Godfathers, and Paranoia Agent, which isn't a movie but it's a series. But kind of like that was kind of the era where I was like, ooh, I'm gonna watch this because like all the art critics like love it, and I'm gonna watch it and be part of that as well. My favorite Akira slide, there are a lot, but the one I will shout out is the one in I'm forgetting the name now. It's not Us. What was
Nope.
Jordan? Yeah,
Nope.
Nope. Nope's Akira slide is the only instance of the Akira slide being in live action. And
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
yeah, and then since we're talking about Akira, I'm also gonna shout out Bart Kira. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this.
Nope.
Bart Kira,
No.
Bartkira, was like a few years ago. It was a recreation of the entire like manga series of Akira, but replaced all the characters with Simpsons characters.
Amazing.
So like, yeah, every single character in a frame was redone of like the manga, which is like 6 books, I think. I can't remember how many books the manga for Akira is. But
Wow.
yeah, all of it was like redone with Bart and like all the Simpsons characters. But yeah, if you do like Akira, like that is like a cool, like interesting thing to kind of just like check out.
Nice.
Okay. Finally, Mark, gotta ask you the 2 same questions. When was the first time you watched Akira, and what was your favorite Akira slide?
I think the first time I watched Akira was in high school as well. I was part of an anime / manga club, and I think we were reading the manga, and I think by the when we finished with it, we watched the movie. I vaguely remember it, and at the time in high school, like I don't think I appreciated it as much. But then when I was in the anime club in university, shout out to UTM, that's when I think I was more of a critical thinker, and I appreciated the movie more. In terms of famous, like a slide reference, there's a lot, but the one thing that I do remember, which I thought was kind of cool, is I was watching. Have you guys heard of the Cartoon Network show Steven Universe?
Yes.
Yes.
There was a scene where one of the characters, like I think, they make their entrance, doing the slide on like a tiger. I was watching it with my nephews, and when I was watching, I was just like, wow, like I knew that there was a lot of like influence from the movie, but seeing it in like a cartoon show almost 30 years or 35 years after it released was pretty cool.
It's still being referenced pretty, because like their most recent one is Sonic 3, right? Sonic 3 has a Akira slide.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. That was a good movie, by the way. I liked Sonic 3.
Oh man.
Oh man.
It's so fun.
I know. Not even gonna lie to you. I think I've messaged each one of you directly saying, I feel like watching the Sonic movies, and I'm pretty sure all 3 of you said I should probably watch them.
I've only seen the first one right now. I have the others, but I haven't had the time to sit through them. But I heard like they're really good.
Yeah, like they're entertaining. Like I don't expect like the substance levels of of drama or whatever, but yeah, it's fun, especially if you're just in that turn off your brain kind of mindset.
Sometimes we just want to see Sonic go fast, boys. I feel like the movie does that in spades. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do a dedicated Sonic episode.
Not a
if we need
knock
something
on Sonic movies, because there's 3 of them or anything, but like I wish there was 3 Detective Pikachu movies also. Like I really like the first one. Yeah.
I'm surprised there's no wasn't a sequel announced, or am I just making that up?
I think it was, but
yeah, I think it was announced, or like at least in talks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really curious, especially after the success of Sonic. I really did want to see what Nintendo's push was for film, but I guess we can save that for when we all see the next Super Mario Brothers movie in 4DX, because I love 4DX movies. But before then, the real reason we're here, it was nice catching up with everyone, seeing what everyone was up to. But as I said in the beginning of the show, I like drafting things. And Fantasy Critic is a play on, the drafting fantasy format, but applied to video game releases. So essentially what we'll be doing for the next, couple of minutes, not sure how it is, sorry in advance, Matt, but we'll be taking turns essentially drafting games that we are tentatively announced to come out in 2025. So each member here Rakush will also be involved, but we'll have auto drafts set for him. But each member must draft a team of 13 video games, which will award them points based on the review scores of the game. A game's score is based on its score from opencritic.com. Your team will gain or lose points based on how well your game reviews. Only critic reviews are taken into account. Now, here's how scoring works. For every point above a 70 on OpenCritic, your game will get you 1 point. For every point below 70, you lose 1 point. If a game doesn't release in the year we're playing, which is 2025, it is treated as getting a 70, so therefore 0 points. The effect is that you can never lose more than 20 points, no matter how bad a game is. However, there are special rules that make certain points worth more or less. If a game scores above 90, every point above 90 is worth 2 points. So if a game gets a 94, you get 20 points for 70 through 90 and 8 points for 90 through 94, for a total of 28 points. Another special rule is that there are diminishing returns on how much a very bad game hurts you. So each point from 60 through 70 loses you 1 point, but for every 10-point range below that, each point is worth half the range above it. After everyone has drafted their roster of games, the players will draft their counter picks. A counter pick is a game from someone else's roster, but instead of getting points for it, you lose points for it. The goal is to choose a game from someone else's team that you think will be bad or that you think will be that you think won't even release this year. So at the time of drafting, we'll be picking 6 games and 1 counter pick. This will be done in a random order, snake style. So whoever picks first will get 1 game, but whoever picks 5th will choose 2 back-to-back. And throughout the year, as we said, we'll have our roster can be 13 games in all, but throughout the year, we'll be able to add 7 games to our roster. This is done through bidding, since we each have $100 that can be used throughout the year to bid on a game we want to add on our team. So we can just do this anytime we want. Bids will be open on a Sunday, but will be locked in on a Saturday. And since I know everyone here, we all live busy lives full of mistakes, I'll kind of just remind everyone at the end of the month, here are the current standings. And especially if there's a developer direct when, for Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox, or just any game company in general, just to remind someone, hey, did you check it out? Do you want to bid on something? Just to kind of keep the league going. But that's kind of the general rules for Fantasy Critic. And now we're going to introduce each of the players this season and their publisher, because boys, we're now publishers trying to add games to our roster. And starting with how it's laid out, I'm the head of the publisher Jared Soft, because boys can't figure out how to pun my name. So the closest I came was Jared Soft, and I look forward to drafting hopefully something good this year. But Julian, who's your publisher?
Yeah, so when you said like a draft thing, I thought it was gonna be a sports thing, so I went with a sports type name, and then after I realized my mistake, I was too lazy to change it. So my publisher is the Georgia Gooner Gamers, or the Triple G's.
All right. Mark?
Honestly, I had no idea what to name my publisher name. So I just like Level 5 was the only studio that I could think of at the top of my head. And 5 Alive was something I enjoyed as a kid. So I'm Level 5 Alive.
Mark, gotta ask, what was your favorite 5 Alive flavor?
Oh, just the original one.
There was more than one flavor. I thought it was just...
Yeah, I didn't know if there was anything else.
Wasn't there?
I thought 5 Alive was just the drink.
Wasn't there like a tropical flavor or whatever?
I have no
idea.
There were slightly different 5 Alive flavors, but they all tasted the same.
They were all tropical. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Matt, rounding out the players here, who's your publisher?
I am Games by AI, which now that I look at the font that this site uses just looks like it says games by Al, which
That's what I thought.
I think
I
I like
thought it was
more.
like a play on your name. Yeah.
Al wouldn't steal
And-
from us.
And technically, Rakush being played by games by the AI right now, he is Base Station 24 because I couldn't think of a name to give him. But those are the publishers in our league now, and I'm going to set the draft order, which will be random. And it's randomly selected. Everyone should click refresh now, and here are our draft settings. Now, before we start,
Ooh.
we have Julian starting us off. We have Robot Rakush, Matt, myself, then Mark. I apologize, Mark. Before we get started, since Rakush is played by AI, how are you feeling about AI Rakush's placement right now?
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's better than being first or last, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start drafting. Guys, got the warning. Once you start drafting, you can no longer add or remove players, but this is who we're playing with this year. So, for the sake of our podcasting purposes, when you draft a game, please tell us which game you're drafting and why you want to draft it, starting off with Julian.
All right. So the first one I'm going to draft is Sid Meier's Civilization 7. And
Okay.
this is for me more so a coping thing.
Okay.
Because I know I'm not sure if this is a good good financial decision, but I like these games so much I bought the Founders Edition.
Okay.
So which is like 140, 150.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that this is a good game. And also I don't have to wait long to find out because review embargoes are dropping tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So made it right on time.
Yeah.
Wait, when does it come out? Is it like out this month?
If you bought the deluxe Founders, so they're doing like that whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes out February 5th, so on or February 6th, so Thursday. And then if you bought the peasant version, it comes out February 11th.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
So Julian locks in Sid Meier's Civilization 7, and with Rakush being played by AI, he locked what we all expected him to
Ooh.
lock. Actually, for Rakush not being here, I'm pretty sure he would have drafted this. right
Yeah,
off the
I
rip.
think Rakush should have definitely drafted Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah.
Yep. So Rakush's pick, his first pick is Monster Hunter Wilds, and Matt, you're up.
Jaren, I gotta say, I was going over a list in Wikipedia of games that are coming out in 2025, and when I searched for it in this list, I couldn't find what are the games that I really wanted to put on my list.
Okay.
Jaren, I am very, very sad that Venus Vacation Prism Dead or Alive Extreme is not on this list. I just want to put that out there.
Is it not coming out in America?
Is this a America only list?
Oh.
Also, I thought that game was
Yeah, I
coming
think
out
it
in
is.
America as well.
Yeah, because the other beach volleyball games like never came out in America.
Oh,
They were
man.
like Japan only.
Oh, sad.
I was going to bring this up, but then Matt, I'm sorry you're corrupted, but isn't this a gacha game?
Is it? I thought it was just a dating sim.
Oh, and I know there's a Dead or Alive Extreme gacha game where no, we got Matt. Since we're now officially gacha scum, we have to look into this.
Okay, but I'm gonna put my faith in our boy Kojima and pick a Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Ooh. Good
Oh,
pick.
that's good.
Good pick. All right, so I'm up, and I know. See, I should be making the emotional play like Julian to say the games I want to, support. But if we're trying to, play to win,
Oh no, Jared, you
I think-
meta scum.
guys, I'm hoping this doesn't bite me, but I'm picking Metroid Prime 4 Beyond as my first pick.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure that's a 2025 game, and with the Switch 2 on the horizon, I'm hoping this will be the quality flagship Nintendo title this year. That will get me some points. But Mark, what are you drafting?
I am going to be Metascum for my first pick. So, I'm actually, although I am looking forward to it, it's been a while since we've had a game in this franchise, but it is Grand Theft Auto 6.
Ooh. Matt, I mean, Mark, gotta ask, how confident are you that this is dropping 2025?
I'll be honest with you, if someone else were to pick it, I would have chosen it as my counter.
You're like right on the fence then.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the fence. Like I hope it comes out this year because I've been waiting for a while. But yeah, my confidence isn't that high.
Okay.
Because when is it supposed to come out?
Fall or something. Fall
So
of
like
2025.
it could feasibly get pushed into spring.
Yes, it could.
Okay. Razor's Edge there,
Yeah.
Mark. Living dangerously.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I know. As for my second,
So starting off with round 2, Mark.
this is also a game that I'm looking forward to, and I really hope it does come out this year. Only because I had so much fun with the first of its kind, Pokemon Arceus.
Ooh.
And that's
Oh.
Pokemon Legends ZA.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, Mark. Yeah, so I think, again, with the Switch 2 on the horizon, do you think this is, I guess just trying to read the room right now, do you think that this is going to get an actual standalone Switch U release, or is this just going to be you only have the Switch 1 version that's backwards compatible?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it'll pull out, what do you call it? Breath of the Wild and be like
Breath
a
of the
double
Wild,
release.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's
Like
hoping.
how they probably do with Metroid
Yeah,
Prime.
you'd hope so. Because like
Yeah.
Pokemon Scarlet ran like 2 frames per second. So you'd hope there's an option to play it on
Yeah.
not the Switch.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm hoping.
so it's my turn again for round 2, and I think for my next choice, I was really impressed with this in last week's Xbox Developer Direct. As I'm actually really looking forward to it when it drops in May, so I'm going with Doom: The Dark Ages, because you guys know me. I love me a good parry, and if I can edit a parry window, I want to make sure that's on my squad because I want parries all the time now. But
Okay.
Matt,
Okay.
round 2, what do you have?
Okay. On the real, you guys, going into this, the only thing I really wanted to pick was Monster Hunter Wild, so I'm butthurt that I didn't get it.
Same. That's the game I was talking about earlier.
Oh man, but with Death Stranding 2 being my only meta pick, that I feel like I'm shaky on that as well, in the same way that Mark is shaky on Grand Theft Auto 6. I am just going to be, I think, picking games that I like from now on,
Okay.
and I am going with. Oh wait, this is unavailable. Damn.
Okay. Well, Matt figures out. You know what I just realized about playing with Rakush or Robot Rakush? We're fighting against the meta, boys.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be going with Killing Floor 3.
Oh.
Ooh,
This is a
okay.
series that I like, but based on the community reaction, this can very, very easily veer into Payday 3 territory.
Oh no, Matt. And we know you've been hurt before.
Oh.
And speaking about fighting the meta, we have Robot Rakush's pick with Ghost of Yote.
Of course.
More like Ghost of Wokte. Got him.
I'm gonna play it, you guys. All right,
Okay.
Julian, round out round 2.
I am gonna go with. I'm not sure if this is actually gonna be good, but it is something that I'm quite excited for. I'm gonna pick Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Oh,
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
another strong showing on the what was it called? The Xbox Developer Direct, and really looking forward to how stylish it is. Julian, why is this on your radar right now?
I mean, it's I guess it's just it is like stylish. It's kind of digging into an art style that isn't kind of done a lot in gaming. So that kind of like French, like, I guess I'm not sure what the term is right now, but like Baroque, Renaissance, or I'm kind of just saying words. But
that's what I do on the show too.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
but it is like it's also an interesting concept. That idea of like they're aware that they're living in a painting that kind of gets erased, and then trying to find a way to kind of stop that. So I'm kind of, which that concept or idea kind of has, I believe, a lot of room to be very like meta commentary, and that's kind of I'm a kind of a sucker for that, unfortunately.
Okay, for sure.
So that's kind of me.
Okay, and Julian, starting off round 3 now.
All right, the next one I'm gonna pick. I think me plus Matt are the only people excited for this game.
Ah, son of a bitch.
And I'm gonna choose it because I'm hoping it's good, and I'm hoping that, you know, since you can't feasibly play the 3DS, or was it the DS? I can't remember where it came out for. The 3DS originally anymore. Like, this might be a good replacement. But Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time, is gonna be my next pick.
Son of a bitch.
Got it.
I was gonna pick that.
Is this locked for? Is this locked for 2025 or?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got delayed, so I'm hoping that since it got delayed before, they won't delay it again. But that's not always true.
Fair. And so with Robot Rakush, he picked Elden Ring Night Rain.
He would pick Elden Ring Night Rain.
Personally, I'm really curious to see how the roguelite aspect of this game will be received, where I'm sure it will review well, but I'm curious to see if it has the same, you know, industry stopping power that the actual Elden Ring had. So I'm personally really curious. I can't actually tell if the testing or the network test is supposed to start soon, so I'm also excited just to see what the reception to that is as well. But Matt, I apologize. I'm sure you're hurt right now for losing out on Fantasy Life, but what is your round 3 pick?
Well, I think I'm gonna pass my hurt on to you guys, and right now I'm going to pick Avowed.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's soon, right? That's in a few weeks, I believe.
A week or two.
Yeah, I feel like this can be a very bad game too.
Okay. Looking forward to it. I believe in Obsidian. I believe.
I'm
Is this
looking
on Game
forward
Pass,
to
you
it.
guys know?
Yeah, it is. But
Okay,
I think
good.
it's like not. I think because they're starting to do the thing where it's not day one unless you have the ultimate, and I think this is one of those. Yeah.
Okay.
So, my turn to draft a game. I was kind of debating which one I would go for round 3, but one thing that I'm personally looking forward to just to start playing with my partner, guys, I'm hoping this is going to be good, but I'm going with Split Fiction.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good pick.
It's a good pick.
What's that?
So it's from the team that brought us It Takes Two, and I believe it's
Oh,
Brothers.
cool.
You also did Brothers too, correct?
Okay. I loved It Takes Two. So good.
So I'm going with Split Fiction. And Mark,
All right.
please round out round 3 and start round 4 for us.
Okay. So I don't really know what's coming out this year. This is probably going to be a risk, but I'm gonna go for this game that I'm actually super hyped for. Not a lot of people are, but it's the other woke game set in Japan.
Ooh,
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Okay.
More like Assassin's Woke.
You got them, Julian. You got them.
Got him.
You got them.
And then to
Woke's
start-
Creed.
Well,
That one's way better.
Oh man. I
um,
heard
okay,
the
and
previews
then-
for it. I'm kind of looking forward, but it's releasing March now, I believe. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so close to Monster Hunter. That's gonna be kind of rough. But not sure if the fan bases intersect there. But
Wait, so when we're doing this, like, is it based on like Metacritic or is it like
no, it's Open Critic, so critic reviews only.
open? Okay, good.
No way we'd be
You'd
doing
have
this
no
if this
chance.
was
Yeah, I
If this was
definitely have no
user-
chance.
It was,
if this was user reviews. No, we wouldn't be doing this at all.
Okay, and then
Starting off round
Actually-
4, Mark.
I'm gonna have to search for this one. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
This one I'm actually looking forward to. I think it comes out this month. I don't know. Oh no, it's in April. It is a action or I guess fighting game by SNK. Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves.
Oh. Mark, I had this on my list.
Oh, sorry. I feel like SNK can do no wrong when it comes to fighting games, so I'm like, a lot of people didn't really care for the last King of Fighters game because of how it looked, but I feel like SNK did an amazing job with it, so I think they'll do the same with Fatal Fury.
Okay. Oh man, Mark, you weren't on the show. How do you feel about Terry and Mai being in Street Fighter now?
About who? Oh, I do want to see how they play, but from the videos I've seen, it looks pretty cool, and I love the presentation that they've done for them.
Okay. So my turn now for my 4th. I think I'm going to go with. You know what? This might be a risk, to be honest, but sticking to what I saw in the Xbox Developer Direct, guys, I still believe in Platinum. I still believe in Team Ninja, so I'm going with Ninja Gaiden 4 for round
Nice.
4.
That was
But-
going to be my next one.
Let's be honest, Platinum might be not Platinum, and Team Ninja might not be Team Ninja anymore, so we'll see. We'll see. But this is my pick. Matt?
Okay, so I'm picking one that personally I don't think that I will play that much, but I am very, very interested in seeing how it does. I'm gonna be picking Rematch from. I can't even remember what we were watching when they showed up. It might have been the Game Awards, the soccer game by.
Oh, right.
I can't remember who makes this now.
Slow Clap, right? From
Yes, by the Absolver people, the Absolver and Sifu people.
Oh man, that's a good pill. I'm hoping for Rematch to be good. It looked really cool. Let's go to Meta Rakush, and he picked Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
That's a Rakush game too.
Yeah.
This is Robot Rakush is
Are you saying Rakush is actually just AI?
damn.
I honestly, other than Elden Ring, Night Ring, I feel like all of those could be Rakush games.
Yeah. This is working out. This is working out.
No,
But-
because Football Manager 2026 is on.
Rakush, I think,
I was
only
gonna
likes
say,
certain
where's-
football managers.
Oh, really? Is he like okay?
Okay. And Julian rounding out the 4th round.
Oh, okay. So for my next one, I enjoy Life is Strange, and because of that, I have hopes for Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, and I'm hoping that's a good one.
Oh, I'm hoping this is good too.
Yeah, it's set in the 90s, and you know how much I love things set in the 90s because they kind of scratch that nostalgia itch. So hopefully that's a good one. The previews look good. It looks like they're doing a lot of cool things with music, which was things they kind of like experimented with Life is Strange, but didn't really go all in on. But it looks like they might be going all in on for Lost Records.
Okay.
So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
All right.
And speaking of music, as a fan of Lady Gaga, my next pick is Judas.
Oh.
I am not sure if
Wait, she's in Judas?
no,
No, it's one of her
one of her
song
songs is
titles.
Judas.
Oh.
No, but yeah, I'm not sure if that game actually is coming out, so this is a risky pick.
Right. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, this is like a very shaky pick. But I'm hoping. Because this is I'm forgetting his name. He's the creator of
Ken Levine, right?
Ken Levine, yeah, of BioShock and stuff, and he hasn't really put out a game in a while, so I'm kind of curious, like, how that would hold up.
Okay. All right. Damn. Playing it risky there, Julian. I like it. And for Robot Rakush, guys, I think this might be also a Rakush pick. So I think this is still working out. But Robot Rakush picked in the flex category, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
I think that's still a Rakush pick.
Yeah, I can see it. Matt?
I'm gonna go with something that I wanted to have on here because I want a ridiculous title on my list.
Okay.
So I am gonna be going with a new gaming franchise, the 100-line Last Defense Academy, the tactics RPG that looks sort of like Danganronpa. I think oh god, I hope this is the right game.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that is. Is. All right. I'm up to bat for round 5. And I think this might be also kind of a risk, but I'm going to go with... Guys, I'm going with Wanderstop. Looks cool, and Stanley Parable also was a game that I liked, but also I believe reviewed well. So I'm hopefully that they're able to keep up the same quality. So I'm going with that. The trailer left a good impression on me as well. But Mark, you're up.
Okay. So I guess these are my last 2 picks, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go for games that I really want to play. The first one is a remake, and it is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake.
Ooh,
okay.
I hope
Hopefully
it comes out. I think it's supposed to come out this year.
Okay.
Nice.
Let you at it.
I love how Square's been doing like the HD 2D stuff, so I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest. And then my final game is let's see if it's actually in here. I think I saw it on a Nintendo Direct last year. I thought it was going to be out last year, but I guess not. Apparently there's other games in the franchise, but I had no idea. But this looks like a very nice, relaxing game, very reminiscent of what I'm playing right now, Until Then, which I've been enjoying. And this game is Coffee Talk Tokyo.
Oh, I love Coffee Talk.
Yeah, I've never played the other one, so I might check those out before this one comes out.
Definitely do. They're great.
Okay. And now finally rounding it up for my last pick, taking a look right now. And I'm looking forward to this game as well. And since we've opened the floodgates, I'm glad we're not picking that this isn't based on user ratings for obvious reasons, but I hope this game will be good. Some of the promotion decisions we talked about last week, Matt, that not sure it's leaving a good taste in people's mouths, but I have high hopes. But rounding off my Xbox Developer Direct picks, I'm going with South of Midnight.
Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
Wait, it's not getting good talks?
So people aren't a fan of the... Well, let's be honest, Julian. People aren't fan of obvious reasons. But people aren't fan... So you can toggle off the Spider-Verse, animation, whatever you want to call it.
Like the low FPS.
Yeah. You can toggle that off for the gameplay, but you can't toggle it off for the cinematics. And that's having people question if that's a good way to showcase the game. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Did they announce that after the trailer was released, or?
That I think they clarified that you can turn it off for the game, but the cinematics are how they are presented.
Oh, okay. I just looked it up. I've never heard of the game, and I can see why people won't like it, but which is
It's more character action than I was expecting, which is also a check mark for me. So hopefully this is good and it won't lose me points. But Matt, what's your final pick for the drafting stage, at least?
I am picking one that I think is risky to pick right now because I don't know if it's gonna release in 2025. But I am picking Wuchang Fallen Feathers.
Ooh.
Kind of like fits in that same realm as like a Wukong, but now you're a Asian girl instead.
Right. Okay. Risky pick, Matt. Risky pick.
Risky pick.
I like it though.
Yo,
I like
you gotta risk it for the biscuit.
I see Rakush had another meta pick.
I was looking, and of course, Rakush picked Untitled Next Mario Kart Switch 2.
I forgot about that.
Where Julian,
so funny.
Last pick for the drafting stages.
I was gonna pick like an old reliable. I know Atelier games always come out every year and they do decently well. I think there's one this year, Atelier Yumiya or something.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna veer off and actually pick The Outer Worlds 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
This is also Obsidian, right?
Yeah, it is, and this is probably a risky pick because as much as like I'm number one Obsidian defender, most of their games don't review well for a lot of reasons beside like the story. So like either they're like, you know, buggy or like gameplay wise, but I'm hoping this one is a good one. I think The Outer Worlds 1 had really good foundations. It's just it wasn't like they didn't take it far enough, and I'm hoping since this is a sequel, like they can kind of get it where it needs to be. So that's kind of my pick there.
All right, and that rounds out our drafting stages, and now we get into the counter picks. So Mark, since you were the last in the drafting order, you're the first in the counter pick order.
Okay. So for my counter pick, actually, let me look through these games. I'm going to go with Ghost of Yotei.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think that's coming out this year.
Okay.
Oh, for that reason.
Not that it's going to be a bad game. Yeah,
Right,
I think it's more so because it might not come out.
Okay.
Wait, do I want to lock it in? Why is this harder? Shoot. Sony's been pretty good. Well, they delayed God of War. Yeah, screw it. Ghost of Yotei. I don't think it's coming out.
Which
it's
locks
locked.
in. Yeah, locked in for Meta Rakush. And it's my turn to pick for my counter pick. And I'm going to draft... Do I want to go for the points or do I want to go for the meme? And honestly, I thought I was going to go for the points, but guys, I'm going to do this for the meme. I'm counter picking Fantasy Life because I don't think that game is coming out this year, if at all.
Oh man. Okay.
You don't believe in the Fantasy Life.
I want you guys to be happy, but I don't believe. I don't believe.
Okay. I think my train of thought has already been revealed by Mark, so I'm going to be picking GTA 6.
And
Rakush, why?
so Meta Rakush, guys, I don't think we can be friends with Meta Rakush anymore. He is counterpicking Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh,
He
man.
thinks it's too woke.
See what
Oh,
Peter says.
man.
He said, black person in Japan, that's never happened. Okay, so my counter pick, I'm not gonna be all like, because you guys are all like, oh, I'm gonna pick this because I don't think it's coming out this year. No, I'm gonna go for the jugular. I'm gonna pick this because I don't think it's a good game, or it's gonna be a good game.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick Metal Gear Delta Snake.
Oh, wow.
I do not
man.
think that is gonna be a good remake.
Okay. Oh man, with authority, Julian.
Interesting.
That's it.
I think
Okay,
I
boys.
think a lot of people are blinded by Silent Hill 2 remake being good, so they're like, okay, this might be good. But no, I do not think that's gonna be a good remake.
All right. And with that, we have concluded the first ever The Real Mistake Zone Fantasy Critic League drafting stage. Julian, can you please introduce your publisher and the games in its roster?
Yeah. So once again, we're the Georgia Gooner Gamers, or the Triple Gs. And my games are Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Fantasy Life I-1? I don't know. The Girl Who Steals Time, The Outer Worlds 2, Clear Obscure Expedition 33, Lost Records Bloom and Rage, Judas, and my counter pick is Metal Gear Delta Snake Eater.
All right. Matt, can you please introduce your publisher?
All right, so these are games by AI, and honestly, with that title and looking at my first game, I honestly think there could be AI in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I have Killing Floor 3. I have Avowed, Rematch, The 100 Line, Last Defense Academy, Wuchang Fallen Feathers, and my counter pick is the very risky, I think, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Okay. I am coming with Jared Soft, and my games are Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Doom the Dark Ages, Ninja Gaiden 4, Split Fiction, Wander Stop, and South of Midnight, with my counter pick being, I apologize again, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time.
It is coming out, I believe.
I believe too.
And Mark, can you introduce your publisher?
Sorry, before I do, can we get like an AI voice to say Rakush?
Oh, man.
Get a TikTok.
Like a robot?
One of those TikTok voices.
Yeah, get the TikTok voice. My publisher is Level 5 Alive, and the games that I have drafted are Grand Theft Auto 6, Pokemon Legends ZA, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Coffee Talk Tokyo, and Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. My counter pick, probably super risky to do, but it is Ghost of Yotei.
Okay. And
This is Base Station 24, and my picks are Monster Hunter Wilds, Ghost of Yotei, Elden Ring Night Rain, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Untitled Next Mario Kart for Switch 2, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and my counter pick is Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, man. How mad do you think Rakush would be if I were to take all the audio that he sent me for the Mistake Zone and like plugged it into one of those AI voice generators and generated Rakush for this?
Him reading it out.
I think he'd be upset. I think I'd be upset. I'd be upset for. I'll be upset for Rakush.
Okay.
But and now I'm looking for. So this is something we're trying for the first time, boys. As I said in the beginning, I'll be occasionally reminding you about, hey, how's your league doing? Maybe we'll on the show as well. We'll check in at the end of every month just to see where the standings are at currently, and I'll be reminding you if a direct happens, hey, is there anything you want to bid on, and we'll just update accordingly. But this is the Real Mistake Zone League for Fantasy Critic. If you want to check it out as well, you can head to fantasycritic.games or just search it up, and you can make your own league with you and your friends as well. But before moving on, because this is a Beefy Boy episode and I want to thank you guys again, how surprised are we that no one picked Silk Song?
I was
Not
deeply
there
considering
yet.
it.
That game's never coming out. Sorry,
Oh,
Silk
man.
Song fans. Yeah.
I honestly, Silk Song is, I think, the biggest risk to reward pick you can make
Yeah.
in this draft. But yeah,
Silk
okay.
Song is like this generation's Duke Nukem Forever, I think.
Uh-huh.
Like, how long has that? When was that announced?
I feel like we hadn't even met each other when that was announced.
It's a doozy, but guys, I believe Switch the next Nintendo Direct, we'll see it for sure.
Shadow
I say,
drop.
you know
Ooh.
what? I believe Mark. I believe I was gonna say I believe in that more than Fantasy Life coming out, but I honestly don't.
Okay, what do you think is more likely? Do you think that Silk Song, when it does release, will shadow drop, or do you think it'll release within the next 3 years?
At this rate, I'm saying, you know what? At this rate, if Silk Song gets announced, that has to be a shadow drop, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Oh man,
It has because that was supposed to come out years ago, I think. So
Yeah.
I'd assume. Yeah, no,
Matt?
I would also agree with your shadow drop.
How do you feel, Matt?
I think it's gonna be a shadow drop.
Okay. Boys, want to thank you again for joining me and entertaining my want to do a fantasy critic. But before we go, it's been some time since Julian and Mark have been on the Mistake Zone, but at the end of every episode, we play a quick round of Don't Match Me. So what this is every week, one of us will bring forth 5 categories, and all you have to do is come up with an answer that doesn't match the answer I have. If you want to play normal mode, all you have to do is not match my answer, but if you want to play a bit more on a higher difficulty, you can't match Matt, Julian, and Mark's answer as well. And since this is a audio diary for us, if you come across a question you don't know an answer to, feel free to pause it, find an answer, and hope the answer you find doesn't match us. But since, unfortunately Rakush is sick, but for the most part, we were able to get the band back together. So boys, I'm coming to you with a, hopefully pretty simple Rock Band Guitar Hero Don't Match Me challenge. So starting up, name any song that was in Rock Band 1. Name any song in Rock Band 1.
Ooh.
Oh.
And we're not supposed to say what you say.
Yep.
Huh.
Okay.
Do I just shout my answer or?
Oh
Okay.
no.
Okay, let me know when you guys are good.
All the songs that I'm thinking of are absolute Jaren picks.
Wait,
Same.
how
I'm
many?
trying to remember
How many
what
did you
songs there
pick?
are.
So how many do you have to pick, Jaren? Just one or?
Yeah, so I'm going to pick an answer, and then all you have to do is don't match my answer. So I'm just picking one song from Rock Band 1.
Okay.
Name any song in Rock Band 1 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boys, I went with... So there's 2 ways I was thinking. The one song that we all agreed to never play, but I'm not sure if you remember this, but during our Rock Band 1 adventures, the first song we ever played together as a band of 3, sorry, Mark, you weren't there, but we played OK Goes, Here It Goes Again.
Oh.
So if you picked Here It Goes Again, you're out.
Man.
Julian, what was your pick?
Maps.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wait, just because it was a meme recently, so that was online.
damn.
I was hard avoiding maps.
I picked Buddy Holly first, but I was like, was that?
I think Buddy Holly was Say It Ain't So was the Weezer song. Buddy Holly was the DLC.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
knew there was a Weezer song. I can't remember which
Yeah.
one.
Mark, what was your pick?
My pick, I honestly, I wasn't sure, but I chose Creep.
Nice.
Ooh.
Good pick. And Matt, rounding it out.
I picked the first song I ever did vocals for when we played, which was Reptilia.
Oh, nice. Damn, a lot of memories there. A lot of memories. But moving on, Rock Band Guitar Hero adjacent. So, boys, there have been a lot of Guitar Hero and Guitar Hero, spin-offs. So, name any game in the Guitar Hero. You know what? Name any game in the Hero franchise. Name any game in the Hero franchise.
Oh God.
Interesting.
Like any? Okay.
Okay. So name any game in the Hero franchise in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boys, I went with arguably the first Guitar Hero spin-off expansion, but I went with a game I had to search up its set list recently with Guitar Hero Encore, Rock the 80s.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Julian, which was your pick?
Guitar Hero Aerosmith.
Nice.
Because I was like, I don't know if Jay's going to pick that one.
Okay.
I was
Mark?
scared you were gonna pick it, but DJ Hero.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Matt?
Because DJ Hero was also the one I was thinking of.
Okay. You both are still in it.
Mm-hmm.
So question 3. Lesser entries in this one, but we went from Guitar Hero. So question number 3. Name any Rock Band game. Name any Rock Band game, or let's say release.
Hasn't there only been like 4 or like 5?
There have been a few.
Oh, okay.
There's been a bunch. Yeah.
Okay, so name any Rock Band game, or let's say Rock Band release, as long as it's within the Rock Band centric, series franchise. But in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I went with one of my favorites, Rock Band Unplugged for the PSP.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Nice.
Good game.
Yeah.
Good game. It reminded me of Amplitude. Julian, what was your choice?
I chose Rock Band 3 because that's like in the middle, so maybe Jaren will avoid it.
Okay, Mark?
I chose Lego Rock Band.
Oh, Mark, I was thinking about that.
I know, I was scared you were gonna pick that.
And finally, Matt?
I picked the most influential rock band.
Oh,
Good choice. Good choice. Well,
Yeah, very good choice.
guys, we're coming down to the nitty gritty. And I'm pretty sure this and question 5 have the same amount, but if you want to be more specific to try to catch me off guard, I'll accept it. But name a Rock Band or Guitar Hero instrument peripheral. So name any instrument, name any peripheral that you can use in Rock Band or Guitar Hero.
Wait, do you mean like peripheral category or specific peripheral?
Let's go with either or. Either or.
Ooh.
Okay. So name any Guitar Hero or Rock Band instrument peripheral in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boys, I went with the one that I wish I owned in the Rock Band 3 wireless keyboard.
Ooh.
I did not know
okay.
that existed.
I think that was the only one I didn't own.
Yep. Something I wanted real bad but never got to get. But Julian, what was your answer?
Microphone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic. Mark?
I went specific. I went for the Stratocaster.
Okay. So the
Only
Rock
because
Band
I
one-
knew that
yeah.
name. It was either that or the other one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the other one. Yeah, the other one is the Guitar Hero 3 Les Paul.
Yep. All right. Is that your answer, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Now for the final one.
I don't like
This one might
Jared.
be a bit more mean, but when we look at a Rock Band or Guitar Hero highway, we see certain colors for the frets or the notes. So name any Guitar Hero or Rock Band fret color. So name any Guitar Hero or Rock Band fret color. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boys, I was going to go a bit more obscure with this one, but got to play it straight. I went with green.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Boo!
Oh no.
Julian, did you get knocked out?
Yeah, I got knocked out. I
Oh,
chose
no. All right, Mark?
I chose orange.
Okay.
Ooh.
Matt?
Honestly, at first I thought of bass pedal, but I think that doesn't count, so I went with blue.
Okay. I think bass pedal was orange, correct?
I thought it was just a yellow line, and I wasn't sure
It
how
was
to
just like a golden line that went across the whole thing, I think. Yeah.
To be fair, I was about to say purple for Rock Band, for Guitar Hero. That's how they did bass, but gotta go with my favorite color, boys. And that is this week's Rock Band Guitar Hero Don't Match Me. My condolences, Julian. I apologize for knocking
Only
you
one
out.
that not got it.
But guys, another Beefy Boy episode once again. Want to thank everyone for joining me this week. First being, of course, always here for joining me and editing the podcast. Thank you, Matt Alba.
Yo, thanks, man. And, want to throw that thanks back to you and, for, always hosting and bringing us the Don't Match Me this week.
Thanks, man. Also want to thank Mark for joining us. Hopefully will join us again in the future as well.
Yeah, for sure. This was great. I forgot how much I missed this. Thanks for having me.
And I want to thank Julian for also joining us and hope that he joins us as well.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever you guys finish 1,000 Times Resist, I'm down for like a spoiler cast.
True.
Oh, man.
Okay.
We're never going to have Julian on this show again.
Goodbye. Final appearance.
Not don't want to spoil things, but I believe Julian might be appearing in content in the near future, correct?
It was more so in the near past. The Smash quiz is online.
Oh,
already.
is it up?
Yeah, it's up. It's up.
Oh, I should post that on the blog. My bad. So, Matt, do you want to plug that?
Yeah, we did on our YouTube channel, we did a Super Smash Brothers kind of like quiz show where I did a kind of Jeopardy style quiz with Mark, Julian, and Jaren, and you can see
Rakush.
Oh yeah, sorry, Rakush, right. And
I was like, I didn't hear of this.
oh man, and
Sorry, we AI'd you.
we AI'd you in. We took all the old recordings that we had from you in like season 2, and we brought in Robot Mark. But yeah, we did a Jeopardy style kind of like game show with questions that may have been way too hard for the contestants, and for the future, I believe I toned down the difficulty of the questions.
Okay. Mark, if it makes you feel better, by the end of recording, I think we all agreed that if you were on that episode, you would have crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
But looking forward to, Matt, do you have a name for that series?
Not officially. I think I just had it as like, the subject quiz show, but I think calling it the Mistake Zone is very accurate for a quiz show.
But looking forward to, looping in Mark in the future as well for that. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Rakush. Hope he feels better, guys. You know who I don't want to thank this week? Meta Robot Rakush. You hate to see someone play to the meta like that, but we'll see how that shakes off. But again, thank you everyone for joining me this week, and Matt, please take it away.
This has been the Mistake Zone, and we're all out of meta picks.